Hey guys, I just finished The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson, and oh my goodness, oh, it's so good. It was great. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. There were a couple of things that I was a little about, but I really did enjoy it a lot. I really want the third book, especially with how everything ended. Oh my god, it's so good. It's a really good book. Oh my gosh. It's slow a little bit. Like, it's definitely one of those books that is, got a more like chronic tension than acute tension, and it's just like building up to something big, and it's great. So I loved it. But a few things I just want to change. That's why I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. But yeah, but just we'll get on to the rest of the review, and I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah. Hey guys, it's me, Jessica, and today I'm doing a review for The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I love this book. It was really great. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I have a few issues with it, mostly just with like the characters, not so much as the plot or just the book in general, but you know, I have issues and I'm going to talk about them. So a really quick brief synopsis. This book takes place, I believe, a couple of weeks or a month. I think it's a couple of weeks after the events of the first book, The Queen of the Tearling. But this book is dark. I'm just gonna say it's a little dark, not with kind of like with the things that happen, just in tone. It's a lot darker. A slow political drama. I'm gonna say that right there. There's a lot of things that go on. It's a lot of character development, especially for Kelsey and especially for Lazarus of the Mace, and especially even for the Red Queen, the Mortnamise Queen. There's some development for her as well, and there's just so much development for these characters, and it's very great to see, and I loved it a lot, even if it was slow. But anyway, we're gonna get on to the spoiler part because I have spoiler things I need to talk about. So here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the first thing I had an issue with this book, and that was the whole switching time period and POV to Lily. And I was not a fan of her in the beginning, and I was just like, can we get back to Kelsey and everything she's going through? Like, what is with this Lily person? I was not very... In the beginning, I wanted Kelsey and I wanted all of those point of views except for Lily's, because I'm like, do we really need her? Like, what is the purpose of having her here? Which we obviously find out in the end that Lily is, well, actually, is Lily Kelsey's like ancestor, because Jonathan Tearling died and that was the end of the tier line. So maybe there's some other Tearlings, and Lily is Kelsey's ancestor, because that's what I was thinking, especially since Kelsey's kind of like morphing in to Lily in this book. She becomes pretty and she uses magic, and she thinks that the sapphires aren't working. And I mean, I was like, you obviously can't see that the sapphires are working. They're working to make you beautiful. Like, what are you talking about? So I thought it was a lot of just... I had a lot of questions, I'll say that. I loved Kelsey's arc, like kind of shifting between, does she want to be a queen of the people or the queen, or like a queen who makes her own decisions even if it doesn't follow what the people want. And it's like she's trying to decide what queen she wants to be, and she's losing her innocence, and that's something Lazarus does tell her, that she isn't the same anymore and she's kind of lost that innocence. And it's kind of I really love Lazarus and Kelsey's relationship. It's kind of like a father-daughter kind of relationship, almost a buddy relationship, and I love that a lot. I love how she always tries to prove herself to him, but I am a huge fan of Kelsey and Lazarus' relationship. I feel like it's healthy for Kelsey, and I think Lazarus definitely sees her as almost a daughter figure, maybe like a a sister, like a little sister. That's how I kind of see him. And like we get to figure out Lazarus' backstory, which I love because I have always wondered, you know, what his childhood was like and what he was like. So I was really excited to see that, and I am so excited for the third book. Like, I know it's out, I need to get it, and I just need to read it. It's like, I'm so excited for it. But I'm thinking of the ending, so I guess I should talk about the ending right now. But the ending of this book is a little reminiscent of Empire of Storms, though not as dramatic, I will say that. Kelsey leaving Penn and Lazarus and that little girl Asia, she freezes them and she runs out and she just destroys the bridge. Oh my goodness. And then that whole scene with Kelsey and the Red Queen, and having the Red Queen actually be her like great aunt or something, like her great aunt, which is like mind-blowing. And I'm so excited to see what happens now that that monster, that guy who was cursed, he's out and he's in the world and he's gonna kill the Red Queen. Like, I totally know he's gonna kill her, so I'm excited to see kind of that unfold. There's just so many things I'm excited to see. Now, besides Lily, like in the beginning, have Lily being like in there and be annoying, there is another thing that made me very upset, and that was the Kelsey and Penn relationship. Don't get me wrong, I love them. I love Penn. When I found out that Penn was in love with Kelsey, I was happy. I was like, yes, Kelsey needs someone to love her and for her to love as well. And then, but what made me mad was Kelsey, because Kelsey went with Penn and started a relationship with Penn because she just wanted to. Like, she didn't have any feelings for him. She's just like, you're there and I'm gonna have this thing with you. And I was like, Kelsey, sweetheart, like, come on. He like clearly loves you and you're not gonna return these feelings. Like, and a part of me is a little upset with Penn too, because he didn't stop her, you know, like he went with it. It was kind of like, well, if I'm gonna have her in this capacity, then I'm gonna have her. And I'm like, Penn, come on, please. And when he saw that Kelsey cuts herself, and he's like, I'm not to judge. And I kind of like it. Like, I don't feel like Kelsey should be cutting herself, but I like how Penn understands that he can't judge her the way he would other people, because she has different things going on with her. Like, she's got magic and she's got other things to worry about because she's queen. So there's that. And I wonder how Mace, I don't remember if Mace finds out about the cuts, but I would imagine he'd be very upset with Kelsey if he did. And yeah. A part of me wished the nobles came back into play towards the end, because we got that they were being troublesome and they didn't want to do this thing when they were evacuating all the villages, and I was like, come on, like, you need to step up and do this stuff, but they never did. So, I mean, the nobles just need to go. The nobles really just need to go. And but like, we need the nobles. It's like, you need the nobles, but you hate them. And I remember I made a comment on that on my book review, not on Goodreads, but on my Books Amino app. Okay, this creature, this guy that was cursed that Kelsey like forgave, and now he's free. I'm very interested in his backstory. Obviously, he played a part in killing Jonathan Tyr, and I'm very like, I want more past. I want more of what happened in New London and like in the Kingdom of the Tearling. I don't want like how they got there type thing. I want the history of the Tearling, not the history of William Tyr and Lily. Like, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna get to that. But anyway, I hope to see more of that, because the Fetch obviously plays a part in the assassination as well, because I feel like the Fetch is also immortal, and obviously the Fetch and the creature know each other, so I'm very excited to see how that plays out. Like, there's a lot of things I'm excited to see play out. With the whole Lily part, towards the end, when like she goes to the warehouse to warn them, that was when I really started warming up to Lily. And I wish there was a little more of a romance between Lily and William Tear, because there wasn't a lot. Like, they talked and he respects her and she respects him, but that was like all that was there was just the kind of mutual respect, and I was like, where is the sexual tension? And I mean, like, am I not getting it because I read a lot of young adult and not a lot of adult? So I don't know, but I mean, I was just hoping for a little romance to be slipped in there, but it's just, that's kind of my opinion. So let's talk about Father Tyler and his experience, his kind of relation, his character development through the book. That was the word I was looking for. Anyway, so his character development through the book. I am happy. I am like, I want to know where Father Tyler is, because he's with, I believe, Father Peter, who's the one who got his willy cut off, which I was like, whoa, I didn't think I was reading Game of Thrones, but apparently I'm reading some version of it. And so I really liked Father Tyler's kind of development through the book. This book was, where does Father Tyler lie? Like, where do his loyalties? And so we have a new Holy Father, because the old one, because he was old, he died, and now we have this new one who is homophobic, and he is trying to purify the church, and like, it's not good. It's not good at all. And so Father Tyler is told that he has to poison the queen, and if he does not, then all his books will be burned or ripped apart, probably burned. And that part, I was in class and I gasped. I was like, oh, not the books! And everyone was looking at me and I was like, I am just traumatized right now. But I am very happy that Father Tyler, he realizes that the queen is good and maybe the church is not so great. And so he takes Father Peter along with the queen's crown, the Tearling crown, and they're in these tunnels that Lazarus used. So Lazarus needs to find them. Someone needs to find Father Peter and Father Tyler, because I'm so excited. I need to know what happens, and it's just intense. So let's talk about this uprising that's going on in Mortnamies, because it is making me incredibly happy that this is happening. Obviously, the Fetch is helping out with this rebellion that's going on, and like, the fact that this rebellion is going on is a little, I don't want to say questionable, but it's a little like these people are uprising because they don't have slaves, because they don't have any more slaves coming from Tearling, and I'm like, that, like, having an uprising because of that is a little ridiculous to me. I'm like, you people need to stop and calm down. Like, just because you don't have your slaves doesn't mean it was like ridiculous, and it was just, oh my gosh. But I'm glad this uprising is happening, and like, obviously Lazarus has got some people in there, and I was hoping for some chapters of that one guy who was in prison and he was looking for his wife, and then two of the guards went him and they went to Mortnamies to look for his wife. I forgot their names, but I was hoping for some chapters from his point of view. Like, that's what I was hoping for, and that didn't happen. But you know what did happen? Thorin got captured and executed, which was, let me tell you about that part where they capture him. I was so happy, and then he's executed and Kelsey goes a little cray, and I am just like, what power? Like, is it the sapphires, or is it something like within her that is making her be this way and making her be kind of ruthless? I don't know, but like, she scares me a little. And part of me is like, yeah, kill Thorin because he deserves it, because he's the person they blame for the slaves being taken off the lottery. Yeah, I feel like he deserved to die, especially since he tried to go behind the queen's back to get the lottery done. Like, he was kidnapping people to get the lottery, and I was like, that's ridiculous, they need to stop. And so I'm glad this whole lottery thing's done. The invasion came so very close, and I feel like with Mortnamies, those people are going to be turning on the Red Queen real soon, especially since the army didn't get to loot and rape, and the Tearling, like, it's ridiculous. but also because there's no slaves, and that's their economy is like the slave trade. So their economy is going down, the army is going to turn on the queen, and I am just so excited for that to happen. But I feel like we need to get Kelsey out of the castle before we can have that happen. With Kelsey gone, I feel like the nobles are going to try and pull a fast one on Lazarus, but it's Lazarus, so I don't know. I have a lot of theories about what's going to happen, and I am so excited. I will be getting this next book soon. But basically, that's my review and my thoughts of The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Very much enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you read this book and you liked anything I said or disliked anything I said, comment down below. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell as well. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.